Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, or if you are new, welcome. I am so excited that you want to hang out with me while we do our February Plan With Me video. Now, I didn't do one for January. I simply ran out of time at the end of December, and as you can see, I'm just about out of time before the beginning of February as well, but I have some time after all of the craziness to sit down and do some planning today, which I'm really looking forward to. Where I live, everything is shut down in preparation for the winter storm that was coming through. Now, luckily, it didn't hit me hardly at all, honestly. So I'm very grateful for that because I did have nervousness around possibly losing power. I did not want to do that in the cold, but the kids were out of school for many, many days, and today is the first day that they have gone back to school. So it is quiet in the house, and we're going to do some planning. So I thought it would be fun to just do an obnoxiously over-the-top Valentine's Day spread for February. So I've pulled out a whole bunch of just goofy and cute washi tape. And then I went through and tried to pull out as many stickers and just fun stuff as I could. So let's go ahead and start planning.
So I didn't go into this with much of a plan. I've been collecting stickers and washi tapes over the years rather haphazardly, shopping on just vibes and price point alone. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but for a Gemini like me, it leads to an absolute hodgepodge of supplies. It also means that not a lot of it really goes together all that well. For really creative and artistic people, having an eclectic smattering of stuff to work with isn't that big a deal. For those with a strong artistic voice, they can turn almost anything into something awesome. It's safe to say, though, that I am not there yet. But that's okay. Everyone needs to start somewhere. I'm only now embarking on my journey to find my own stylistic voice. I know that in a year's time, as long as I can keep up with it, I'll be able to look back fondly and see just how much I've grown and improved. The truth is that I bought this random assortment of inexpensive journaling supplies intentionally. I know that sounds strange, but it's true. I'm someone who tends to hoard things. When I love something or I find it especially beautiful, I have a tendency to hold on to it until the perfect time. I don't want to waste it, which often leads to never using it at all. This flavor of perfectionism can be paralyzing. No time is ever good enough. No activity is good enough. I'm not good enough to do the thing justice that I feel it deserves. And so I end up doing nothing. And honestly, that's the biggest tragedy of all. Here's this lovely thing that I've left to languish, forgotten and unused, and ultimately unfulfilled. So, in an effort to combat that compulsion, I shopped on vibes and budget alone. I hoped that if I didn't get too emotionally attached, that it would help keep the perfectionism at bay and then also force me into some new creativity, putting things together that normally I wouldn't, to be able to experiment without the pressure and self flagellation. And that, my friends, has led to this spread. I spent a lot of time just staring and feeling incredibly indecisive. Nothing was working well together at all. The different tones and aesthetics were all competing in a way that I was struggling to reconcile. I had the vintage feel, and that ultimately was where I started with. I wanted this very beautiful and old world sort of Valentine spread. And I loved it. I loved the way that this top corner came together with the old letter pieces and the beautiful calligraphy month that I got from my Dandelion Diaries. And then I just kept being obsessed with adding more. And so I added a very contemporary Valentine's Day sticker. And then I simply couldn't stop. And I started pulling out other stickers that made absolutely no sense with the rest of what I was doing. And once I had kind of turned that corner from something that was kind of beautiful and vintage and a little bit more elegant into the childish and absurd, well, it's safe to say that I feel like I've kind of lost the plot right around here. You see, the washi tape that I had, because again, shopping on Vibes, was in no way complimentary to that vintage feel that I had in the beginning. And so I just kind of rolled with it. And these tapes are old. I've purchased them years and years ago, and they were not doing what I wanted them to do. But that's okay. This is all part of the journey that I'm setting out on this year, and I'm learning a lot from it. I'm learning about my own style, I'm learning about my own voice, and I'm learning about the things that I like and that I don't like. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be my favorite spread in the entirety of my planner, but I am really happy that I moved forward and that I did it, even though it felt incredibly uncomfortable to do so. I'm trying to prevent myself from buying even more things because in doing this spread, I'm looking at what I own and thinking, oh gosh, I should probably have some corresponding things, like some more whimsical things to go with these whimsical washi tapes, and then also some more kind of elegant and vintagey type of washi tapes to go with some of the other supplies that I have. And I'm trying very hard not to do that because that kind of goes against what I initially had set out to do. But I think it's going to come together. I really do. I think that the more that I make what maybe some people are going to look at and think is an ugly spread, I'm going to learn from those and I'm going to see the things that I like about them and the things that didn't work well. And I'm going to be able to take that forward into the next one. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is going to be the one thing that saves the whole spread for me. I don't know why, but adding this little girl just, it really helped save it.
All right, so I will be the first to say that it is overdone. It's a bit garish and certainly not cohesive, but honestly, for some reason that kind of makes me feel happier. I don't know, that's so silly. Let me go ahead and fill in some of the dates that we have going on here, and I'm still not sure what I want to do with this little side column here, but I do want to get some of these put on so that I don't forget and just get myself going a little too crazy. I think the way that I have been doing it on other pages is to put the date at the top if it's something that is like a holiday. So for example, Lunar New Year. Come here. There we go. Is on the 17th. So we'll go ahead and put that right across, come on, right across the top like that. Mostly straight, count that as a win. And Valentine's Day, we'll go ahead and put this one on as well, which is of course the 14th. Alrighty, Valentine's Day. All right, we've got Imbolc, which is on the 1st. we go. All right, we have a couple of wacky holidays courtesy of Coffee Monster Co. Tater Tot Day, incredibly important day, I must tell you. I have never met a potato that I didn't like. So we'll put this one just kind of down in the corner for fun. Ooh, straighten you up, please. There we go. Tater Tot Day. Lame Duck Day. It's on the 6th. I really should look up and see what some of these days are so that, you know, we can celebrate them appropriately. Thinking Day is on the 22nd. There we go. And then finally, on my brother's birthday is Tooth Fairy Day. I'll have to let him know that his birthday falls on such an auspicious day. Cute, 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 cute. Okay. I also have holidays that are specific to me and my family. All right, so my niece has her birthday. And my sister-in-law. And finally, my brother, all in this little cluster right here. Excellent. And then I also have a hair appointment on the, also on the 26th. Excellent. All right. There we go. And because Coffee Monster Co. never lets us down, I do also have a cute little emoji head. We'll go ahead and we'll add there as well. All right, these are the only things that I know of or that I can immediately think of as far as what needs to get filled in here. I tend to use the weeklies a little bit more for a lot of the kind of day-to-day stuff, but I do like having everything at a glance. There are going to be a few more things that I will need to fill in kind of as it comes up. For example, we have basketball playoffs and things. Oh, speaking of basketball playoffs, not really, but this is Super Bowl Sunday. Do I have a sticker for Super Bowl Sunday? I'll be a bit bummed if I don't. I do, but it's huge. Will it fit? I hope it fits. Honestly, these stickers are old and they are not staying stuck all that well, which is definitely a bummer. Let me stick it a little bit higher in case there's anything else I need to write on that day. That will be fun. We always get together with some of my family and their friends to do a huge Super Bowl party. So I'm very excited about that. My kids are incredibly excited about that. So cannot forget to put that there. But we will have basketball playoffs and things like that coming up around the beginning half of the month. So I will need to write things like that down. But on the whole, this is, I think, a very cute spread. It's not for everybody, and that is fine, but I like it. I think it is just very festive and fun, and I hope that you like it too. So definitely let me know down in the comments below, and I really appreciate hanging out with you today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.